Welcome to another episode of Satisfying Static.
Hello, hello.
I must know, how did your air conditioner work?
Great. I feel like that was several weeks ago now, but
Well, yeah, but you mentioned your trash can behind you, and then I'm teleported back to our episode where we talked about the amazing Amazon driver.
thank you. A little bit of a struggle bus this weekend just because I was attempting to move it from room to room, which sort of screwed things up. And then a couple of nights, the vent disconnected from the back. So it was like very hot.
Rough. Me and Olivia have a similar unit, and the way that we make it work for our bedroom, which is obviously in a different room, is we have one fan that kind of points in that direction, that kind of sucks it and it moves it this way. So for the series of fans we have set up to move the air from the cold part of the house to the hot part of the house.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do because moving it back and forth was not working as it's quite bulky and just plugged into a weird spot.
Right, you can never quite get it set up the way that you want.
Oh my gosh, no. And then like for it to actually function and work well in my bedroom, it needs to be like behind a chair, like an armchair, and I need to like lift this thing over. So for the purposes of this past weekend, I was like, I'm not doing that. So I'm just going to plug it in here and like makeshift and make this work. And it was not working. So it just needs to permanently live in the bedroom during the summertime. And yeah, I need to set up a series of fans to figure out the rest of the apartment. Or just hang out in my bedroom during the hottest part of the day. Like also not terrible, but it's starting to cool off here. So honestly, like I needed the air conditioner all of like a few weeks.
Honestly, must be nice because it's so humid here. I want to die. It feels like Florida.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's been like you walk outside and you're immediately super sticky.
Yeah, I hate that kind of humid. I can't handle it. The air conditioner is also like a dehumidifier or whatever, and I set that up and it filled like an entire like baby trash can, and I was like, God, it doesn't even feel that humid. Like, where did all of this water come from? And then I think of you and the Midwest, and I'm like, gee, sometimes it just feels like you're stepping into a bathtub. Like, how do you even breathe in that?
It's so factual. So as we were talking, I'm realizing we put ours on dry all the time, but I've never actually emptied any kind of reservoir at all. Like, and I'm just trying to figure out, where would that be on our machine? Does it actually exist on our machine, or does it just push it back out and I don't know?
I can't speak for yours, but the way mine works is there is a like pan at the bottom that collects water, and there is like a little drain plug at the back. If you unplug that, water should pour out. So have something handy. That's only needed when you're doing the dry mode. If you're running it as an air conditioner, you don't need to empty it at all because it uses that water to help cool it. So you might just be filling up the reservoir and then emptying it as you use it as an air conditioner. I don't know, but I would be careful moving it because you might spill water everywhere.
This might actually be factual because we switch it between dry and air conditioner pretty often.
So maybe that's how it works for you. I don't know.
I'm very nervous. Apparently the previous owner mentioned to us that we'd have to empty it every now and then, and we've not emptied it once.
With how humid it's been, it would be overflowing for sure. Mine started like overflowing in the back, and I was like, oh, okay, hold on. I need to fix this. So you would know. So maybe it just cools itself. Maybe it only fills up so much, and then once you switch it to air conditioning, it just ends up using that water to cool itself. So you just haven't had to do it, but it'll overflow.
Yeah, I'm very paranoid now. I'm like, oh, maybe me and Olivia should check this out.
But yeah, most of them will have a little plug at the back. Well, there's two plugs. There's one all the way at the bottom, which will drain whatever is in the pan currently. And then there should be another one somewhere that you could stick a hose to, and then you could just have it drain into like a bucket, which is what I did.
Yeah, fascinating. Okay, great. This is something for me to investigate. Housekeeping on my end, I had punch biopsies done, which was very painful and
Sounds
not
like
great.
it. Ouch.
Yeah, the local anesthetic didn't super work on my right side. My left side it did, but my right side not so much. So I basically felt them stick a 5 millimeter, which doesn't sound very big, and it's not. It's less than half a centimeter. Hole punch directly into my tit.
Ow.
And grind.
No.
Yeah, it was like literally, if you imagine a small cookie cutter being pushed into your chest and taking a piece out of you.
For what? And what now? What do they need it for?
It's part of the trial. Basically, they're going to take my regular old skin, take pictures of my wound healing in the days leading up to the surgery, and then compare that with people who are on T and not T, and then take a picture of my post-op scars.
Oh, okay. That's right.
As it goes.
Okay. Ouch.
They use my tissue to like conduct experiments on separately from that. Well, they'll like apply tea to my samples, and then my like one of my 2 samples and the other one won't have tea on it or like in it.
Huh.
So they'll
Interesting.
compare me specifically on tea, not tea, to the skin. What they told me actually, which I didn't know before I signed up for it, was that they've already proved in animals that like mice who are on tea have worse wound healing than non-tea mice.
Oh, interesting. They just need to do the human trial now?
Right. The plastic surgeon was like, I have been doing bilateral mastectomies in people forever. He's like, before testosterone was so easy to get, I had a lot more people transitioning to men who would come in and get it done, and their scars looked beautiful. He's like, ever since I've had a bigger T population, the scarring has been significantly worse. He's like, my technique has not changed.
Right.
What else has changed? And so he was like, I think it's the T. And now he's demonstrated that in mice. And he's like, this is all to find out how to better assist my patients. So like tell them just to withhold for, X amount of time. He's like, hopefully this will all lead to being able to develop a cream that you apply just to the scarring area to make it basically an anti-T to that area to make it heal better.
Okay.
Is his
Interesting.
plan.
Well, ouch. Sorry you're going through that, but for hopefully a good cause. And also you have a date set, so that's exciting.
August 21st, yeah.
You're almost in the clear.
Yeah, 11 days is going to go by so fast.
Yep.
I had to miss this whole week of jiu-jitsu, which sucked, but Tuesday was the biopsy. Wednesday was saying goodbye to Olivia's good friend who's moving to New York City. Boo.
Aw.
And then today I got stuck at work a little later, and my boob is still tendy. So I was like, I shouldn't do that.
Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, I think that was a good call. Good call. But, well, that's exciting.
That's all I have on my housekeeping. Do you have anything fun?
That's some big stuff. Some big stuff. I don't remember where I left off last week, but I got a car. My car's here. So, woo.
It hadn't arrived yet.
Mobile now, and it's great. She's great. She is pretty and drives, and I have Bluetooth, and I'm happy. So I can
And I have Bluetooth.
I can go to the grocery store with minimal hassle. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's probably my bigger life update. So yeah.
You did a ton of scratch offs and won your money back plus 2.
Yeah, also that.
That's crucial.
That was fun. I had a friend in from Utah where gambling is not easily accessible like it is here, and she got very excited by the scratch off machine inside of a Rite Aid.
Wait, I didn't know this about Utah. Utah doesn't have scratch off tickets readily available?
No, gambling's not highly legal there. It just like their liquor laws are weird. Like it's a very strict state because of the Mormons. Apparently, I don't know how you can gamble if you can gamble in Utah, but you can't just buy scratch offs at the convenience store. That's a no-no. Definitely can't buy like booze at the convenience store either. Also a no-no. So, we're like next to the ice cream buying lotto tickets and there's beer. And to her, that's kind of like what's happening.
Massachusetts is kind of like that. Like Olivia was like, oh, we got to go to the liquor store. And I'm like, we can't just go to the grocery store. And she was like, no. I was like, wait, it's gotten better. Even since I've lived here, a lot of grocery stores have expanded to having liquor stuff, but it's like that for liquor. And then scratch off tickets here are weird in that you can only redeem them at certain places. Like you can't redeem them everywhere you buy them. So in the Midwest, if you bought one from a gas station, you could walk back into that gas station and go scan this, and they won't do that here.
Weird. Okay.
So you can buy, like I buy them on the Pike on the way to work, like on the interstate on the way to work. But I have to get them scanned at like a lotto counter. So like my local grocery store or places like that. Yeah, it's so weird.
That's so interesting. I don't know, the differences state to state are just so fascinating sometimes. But yeah, so out of one of those little scratch off machines at the convenience store, we won back $30 plus $2.
Fascinating. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
Oh my God, we're going to get to a word before 20 minutes, guys. You should be so impressed.
We finally caught up on all our housekeeping.
It was a lot of time off. We took a lot of breaks.
We did.
Oh boy, the machine has decided to take a hiatus.
Well, you've got to play the warm-up music.
Do 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 do.
That's Jeopardy.
Do 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 do. Bow cha ta ta ta. All right. The first word is indulge or indulge.
I was thinking indulge because it makes it sound like a gelato or like a fancy Italian dessert.
Yeah, we're doing a limoncello experience when we go to the honeymoon.
Ooh.
And Olivia loves to say limoncello. I'm like, stop.
That's adorable. And I'm so excited for you. That'll be so fun.
I'm so excited to indulge in Italy.
Yeah, I was going to say, did that just make you think of your Italian honeymoon?
It did.
Are you guys officially planning that? Or are you just daydreaming about it right now?
Oh, no, it's planned.
Oh,
We
nice.
are going to be there. Flights are booked. Our down payment is sent to the travel agency that we're using.
Amazing.
It is going to be 10 nights, 11 days. We start in Venice, then we go to Florence, then to Pisa, then to Rome. And while we're in Rome, we go to the Vatican and Pompeii.
Wow.
And then we're going to Sorrento / the Amalfi Coast, which is where we'll be doing the limoncello experience.
Gorgeous.
And then we're flying home out of Naples.
That's a lot of cities in 10 days, 11 days.
Yeah, we absolutely had to have somebody else plan it for us.
Well, you guys wow. I applaud you. That sounds exhausting.
The way it works is we fly in the day on Venice. We don't have anything planned formally that day that we land, and we get there like 11 in the morning. So we're doing whatever that day. Next day, we have some stuff actually like formally planned in Venice.
Okay.
Next day, we head to Florence. Florence is like kind of a hang around, do whatever. And then we take a day trip to Pisa from Florence.
Okay.
And then we do Rome over 3 days, which is the Colosseum, Pompeii, and Vatican.
Okay.
Plus like a half a day or something like that to hang around in Rome. And then another 3 days or 2 days at the like Amalfi Coast situation. And then Naples, we're not hanging out in. We're literally just getting a ride there and flying out.
Oh, okay. Well, that should be an amazing honeymoon. That's a lot of Italy. I hope it's gorgeous.
We will be in Rome, hopefully around the Colosseum on my birthday, on my 30th birthday.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Did you plan it like that on purpose, or it just kind of worked out?
No, as we booked the tickets, I was like, "Hey, sweetie, we're gonna be flying back on our 1-year wedding anniversary, and we will be in Rome for my 30th birthday." And she was like, "Oh, great! Yeah, I'll have them like pick a restaurant that has tiramisu because I know it's your favorite." I was like, "Please,
that's
thank you."
cute.
Yeah, so we had to figuring out how to do an international wire much harder than you would think.
Oh yeah. Was it a pain in the butt?
Oh my God, so bad. So only certain banks now do international wires.
Okay.
There's some version of a fee attached. You have to have all this extra information. They do your conversion from euros to dollars, which by the way is not the same conversion that you can find on Google. Not a thing. I thought I had the number figured out, transferred the money to Olivia to send to the wire from her bank because it wouldn't work from my bank. And then she was short like X hundred of dollars because my conversion on Google was incorrect.
Oh my God.
So I had to do that. Dude, it was such a nightmare. And then she had to call her bank to have her bank do it over the phone. It was, dude.
That sounds fun. Enjoy that.
In this day and age, I just can't believe that there isn't an easier way to internationally pay. We could have used a credit card, but a credit card had a 7% fee.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be paying exchange fees left and right anyway. You're traveling to Europe.
Yeah, but like it was like a flat fee to wire of like, I don't know, $25, which was significantly less than the 7% fee. So I was like, well, let's go through the pain in the butt of wiring. And so we did that.
Well, there you go. Well, now it's done and it's booked. So yay! Something to look forward to. A bunch of things to look forward to. Getting your boobs chopped off, honeymoon, living it up.
Student debt repayment restarting.
Hell yes. Look at you. Top of the world. But yeah, I'm excited for you to indulge on your honeymoon.
Thanks. That's all that makes me think of is spending money is all indulge makes me think of.
I don't think I have a lot about indulge. It just really makes me think of desserts.
The word itself reminds me of Battle of the Bulge because it reminds me of the word bulge.
Okay, sure. Because what is the Battle of the Bulge?
I was so glad you asked. I was just going to say, was that World War II?
Oh, we're Googling.
I should know this. Battle of the Bulge, it was World War II, points to Gryffindor, and by Gryffindor I mean Christine. Battle of the Bulge, also known as the Ardennes, Ardennes offensive, was the last major German offensive campaign on the Western Front during World War II. The battle lasted for 5 weeks from December 16th, 1944 to January 28th, 1945, towards the end of the war in Europe. It was launched through the densely forested Ardennes region between Belgium and Luxembourg, overlapped with the Alsace offensive, subsequently the Colmar pocket. The fact that they have all these things named are hysterical. Another series of battles launched by the Germans in support of the Ardennes thrust. And plot twist, they didn't win.
So informative. Always learn something on this show.
So I'm on the wiki page, and on the right, it's so nice because it's got a date, location, result. So it's like Allied victory. Western Allied offensive plans delayed by 5 or 6 weeks. German offensive exhausts their resources on the Western Front. Soviet defense in Poland launched 8 days earlier than originally intended. It like lists why the Allies got listed as like the winners. It's just funny.
Cute.
Like this is what makes a battle victorious. I don't know, whatever. It's not just, oh, we had less casualties. I don't know. It's just funny to me.
It's cute. It's a interesting quick fact for people who are looking for that information.
Yeah, the other day I was on Reddit and somebody posted like a chronological order of fictional movies about the war, about World War II. They had like gone through every single World War II movie and made a chronological order to them.
Like every movie that's ever been made?
Yeah, about the war. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. But put it in chronological order of when it was made or when it was set?
When it was set.
Oh God.
Yeah, so like this one took place in this year, in this month. So it was before this one that took place in this month and this year. Like including Holocaust movies and I mean literally every single one. Like every single movie that involved the war and some version of real events. I do not believe they included Inglourious Basterds because that was like 100% fictionalized.
Okay.
But like just about everything else.
So it had to be like a historical drama or something, not like a...
Well, it had to be one that took place in this reality. So like
Okay.
Inglourious Basterds is set in like, you know, an alternate reality more so than these other ones that just try and fictionalize real events.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Anyway, World War II. That sucked.
Yeah, this seems like a favorite topic of yours, though.
It really isn't. It's not it's not one of the things that I'm actually jazzed about when we talk about history, but
are you one of those people?
I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm really not. You know, people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm a history buff. I'm super into World War II."
Yeah,
like, yeah you're super into the biggest war conflict we've ever had in modern civilization. Of course you are.
Yeah.
How cliche of you.
Oh my God, that was my ex though. But yeah, so many World War II airplanes.
In his defense, the airplane explosion in that war was pretty impressive. I mean, they went from, you know, biplanes that were like literal toothpicks to like modern day engine. It was a really cool explosion of like industrialization, but the rest of that war, shitty.
War is shitty, I think, in general.
War is shitty. Yeah, war is shitty.
Now that we've indulged in that topic,
LOL.
Shall we pick a different word?
We can pick a different word, yeah. I don't think, I'm deciding right now I don't like words that have "olge" in them.
I don't know why that feels sexist, but it does.
Because when you think of bulge, you think of bulge in gray sweatpants.
Yeah.
My leg skin right now looks like dough. It's gross.
Ew.
All right, here we go. Countryside or Count Ryside. Count Reseed.
Count Reseed. I love that one. That's like reading science in Massachusetts.
Oh my God, it really is. Gloucester, Gloucester, Worcester, Worcester, Worcester.
Oh my God, that one trips me up so bad. I would never make it.
Yeah, Worcester's pretty rough. Worcester and Gloucester by far are really hard.
Wait, what was our word? Oh, countryside.
Count Reseed.
Oh my God. Okay, what does it make you think of?
Countryside, it makes me think of, I don't know, every one of those country songs. It's like talking about driving through the countryside, right? Where they're like, they're talking about taking you down a back road in not a creepy way, but a sexual way, you know?
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
It also made me think of country songs, but I think it was because you said country, like there was a pause. And so I thought the word was country at first.
Sure.
And I was like, oh no, are we going to talk about country music? Because I don't have much to contribute here.
You don't have a honky tonk to contribute to this badonky donk country? You've never heard that song, so you're probably not going to get that joke.
What does
there's a shitty country song, My Honky Tonk Badonkadonk.
Oh no. What? Really? No.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, we're gonna play a little excerpt here. My honky tonk badonkadonk.
That's not a real song. That's a real song?
I swear to God.
I don't understand.
Here we go. It's by Trace Adkins. That's the appropriate answer.
It
says turn it up.
All right, boys.
Here we go.
This is her favorite song, you know that.
This is her favorite song.
So we play it
No,
good
it's
and
not.
loud. She might get up and dance again.
No, she won't.
This sounds very 90s.
Here she comes, Left,
Oh no.
right.
There's instructions.
Hustlers shooting 8 ball, throwing darts at the wall.
Yeah, you're welcome.
10 feet tall.
Where's we got to get to the part where he says my honky tonk donky donk king.
Is that the
I think it's
chorus?
quick. Yeah, I think it's quick. Here we go. Yeah.
No. Oh my god. You know what that makes me think of? Like a bad Budweiser commercial from like the 90s.
Oh, 100%. Trace Adkins, if you happen to hear this, please do not sue us for playing 57 seconds of your song. It's lovely. We're huge fans. Huge fans. Don't sue us.
Huge fans.
You could say honky tonk, but donkey donk sized fans. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't really understand a lot of country music. That especially is interesting.
2005.
2005. Okay, so like, well, I guess sounds right for 2000s. Maybe a little dated.
That was a whole adult time ago. That was 18 years ago.
The whole adult. That was a nice way to say that.
I know. That's a whole adult human
time
being
ago.
time ago.
18 years ago. Wow, time is flying by.
So yeah, that's what I think of when I think of countryside. I also think of like those crappy road trips where people are like, no, we'll go the long way to enjoy the countryside, and really that's just a bunch of dilapidated crops because you're going in the off season. And the countryside isn't really the countryside. It's the side of something, but not a pretty side. You know, it's like not a fun. It's like, oh look, the sad side of agriculture, or the sad side of rural America.
I wonder if that's because we grew up in the Midwest. Because like I had a similar thought where I was like, oh yeah, it makes me think of like going for a drive in like the countryside. But then you get there and you're like, oh, it's just like corn husks and it smells like cow shit and like there's flies everywhere and it's hot as hell, so get me out of here.
Yeah, there's 60 silos and then maybe an absurdly large antique mall that you will drive by. You know exactly which one I'm talking about too. It's got the big boy outside of it. I'm pretty sure we talked about it before.
Oh my
the one
God.
outside of I think 80. Yeah. That's what driving through the Midwest is.
Yeah.
It just is.
And then a gas station that's also attached to a cheese store.
Never fails. Yep, never fails.
In case you get hungry. But yeah, so I mean, I wonder if it's just that, because you know, I feel like drives through the countryside are different in other places of the world. I've been on drives in different states where I'm like, oh my God, you have like mountains in your backyard. That's freaking cool.
Yeah.
I have a wheat field and some horses.
That is true. That is true. My commute to work is much more fun to look at now than it was before, because I go through, you know, I have different elevations. I go through like not mountains, but like little large hills, right?
Yeah.
Those are fun. Lots of trees.
Yeah.
Instead of crops, so like season changing is nice to watch.
Right? Yeah. It's like a totally different kind of experience to drive. You're not just driving through miles of literal nothingness. I don't know for any of you have ever taken 80 through like Iowa and beyond.
Yeah, 80. So 80 has that antique mall I was talking about on it. It's lovely.
It's just like miles of endless nothingness, like through Nebraska. You're just like nothing.
I am sad that you don't live just on the other side of 80 from me anymore, though.
I know. It's not quite the same drive, but I do have a car now. So, you know, one bad day.
You do have a car.
And you never know.
Oh, man. Me and Maggie used to be only 3 hours away from each other. We made that drive quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, that's like an easy drive in the Midwest. My parents freaking were doing that
Absolutely
every weekend to their summer home.
Right.
For most of my life.
I try to explain that to people here at work where they're like, you commute 80 minutes. I'm like, y'all, in the Midwest to go anywhere fun was 80 minutes. Okay. Like it's just to do anything was 80 minutes. Okay. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Literally. I mean, I lived in the city and the same is true for Chicago. You can't get around the city anywhere because it's all gridlock traffic 100% of the time. Screw what they tell you about rush hour. It's 100% of the time unless you're driving at 4 a.m.
Oh my God. Yesterday at this going away party. Sorry, it was a very city thing. It just reminded me of it.
Yeah, tell me.
We came face to face, nose to nose with a rat.
Explain.
We were out on this patio. Everybody was like drinking, like whatever, eating. All of a sudden, I like look on this back wall and on this ledge, this big splinter looking mother trucker starts running. And I'm like, oh, that's a rat. I'm like, that's a whole rat. And I literally said out loud, I said, there's Master Splinter finding the turtles. And only one person in the group of 20 of us laughed. And I was like, okay, well, you're cool. The rest of you can leave.
You You can leave.
But so everyone's like, oh my God. I'm like, he was big. No joke. And then like 3 minutes goes by and he comes back out and it's just like, he's huge. He's like the size of Harriet. I'm like, no way. Harriet is my cat. She's like, I don't know, maybe 8-9 pounds. Olivia was like, Harriet could beat her up. I'm like, no way. That rat would absolutely square up to Harriet. On its hind legs, same size.
I believe
It was my first rat experience in the city. I've only really experienced raccoons and bunnies in the city so far. I haven't come nose to nose to it with a rat yet. And here I am.
Oh, okay. All right. So I can see how that would be a little terrifying. And city rats are no joke. They are huge and they are not scared of anything, really. Definitely not cats.
And humans, they were inches from us. And they're
Yeah.
like, see ya, what up? Yeah, you gonna give me some of that? No, cool, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, they're fearless. Yeah, I could see how that would be terrifying, especially if it's not something you're used to. My friends, when we had like really bad rains in the winter, a lot of the apartment buildings by me flooded, or like there's a lot of flooding. So a lot of the apartments by me were full of rats, including my friends. And she like called me at like 2 a.m, freaking out because she like opened a cabinet and there was a rat in her like kitchen cabinets and
Oh my
stuff,
God.
like just panicking. And meanwhile, here's me, and I'm like, it's probably gone now, and you should get some traps. Like,
Genuine question. Can rats not swim?
I don't know. Actually, I've never tried to drown one, so not sure.
Well, nobody accused you of drowning one. I think we're just curious if you ever saw a rat trying to swim.
No, I don't know. I don't know that I've.
Way to make that so dark.
I don't know that I've ever seen one trying to swim.
Yes, rats are good swimmers. Their swimming capabilities vary greatly between species and individuals. Norwegian rats are the best swimmers among common rats. Okay, great. They can swim over half mile.
Why Norwegian rats?
I don't know, but as sad as this is, the pictures of rats swimming is actually kind of adorable.
Aw.
They look kind of like little otters, like they're just wet and long.
Aw. I mean, I don't think that they're not cute. I just think that they're gross. And they're mean. And they're not scared of people, so they scare the shit out of me.
I would like to clarify, I think pet rats are adorable. I think street rats,
Are terrifying.
riffraff. Yeah, if anybody gets that reference, it's an Aladdin reference. Street rat, riffraff. It's the song. It's the Aladdin song. Okay, yeah. You can clearly tell I'm not. The countryside
Mhm.
has field mice and not rats.
Oh, yeah. I bet there's both. I wonder if there's both.
I don't think that there's enough trash to indulge on to feed a city rat.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, field mice, for sure. Lots of field mice. That can be annoying.
Have you driven in Utah at night?
Not really. No. Why?
When we moved Luke to Portland, my buddy to Portland, we drove through the mountainside in the southwest and we saw these things running across the road in the middle of the night. And it just looked like all these like small white things running across the road. We slowed down and found out there was loads of field mice that just run across the street in the middle of the night because there's not a lot of cars or whatever,
What?
and that's how they traverse, right? We were literally watching owls and hawks swoop down and just feast on these little field mice.
Oh.
Just hands and hands, and it was wild.
Oh my god. That sounds like a wild nature adventure. What's the word for that? Like a safari?
It was a hunter predator. It was a predator prey safari. Yeah.
That's insane. I can't say I've ever seen anything like that. That sounds terrifying. There are hawks in my neighborhood and I've watched them hunting, but usually I just try to disappear.
Keep Murray safe.
I know there was one morning where I was like, Murray, come here. come get
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here. That hawk.
We need to go.
That there was a hawk and like 2 crows about to fight it out over something. I was like, bro, we need to leave. Let's go.
I know we've talked about it on this podcast, but that scene from The Proposal makes me die every time. It's so funny when Sandra Bullock is trying to save that dog from being taken by the hawk. When she's out there screaming on the phone and she's trying to hunt this hawk down to save this bird, or to save the dog. It was the funniest thing.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that movie.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah. Anyway, good times. What countryside?
Countryside and an indulge. Why don't you indulge in some countryside songs like My Honky Tonk, Badonka Donk? Again, Trace Adkins, don't sue us, please.
No, that was I don't know if I would consider that a countryside song. That makes me think of like folk music, not like weird poppy country that's trying to be cool.
Yeah, it makes you think of a good banjo.
Yeah,
Punker.
yeah. Countrysides, yeah, exactly, like that. Like a good old slap your knee with banjo
Oh my
kind
God.
of song.
All right, great. We'll end it there, I guess.
I know some people are going to make fun of me for this podcast. Anyway, until next time.